Welcome back. Today, we're starting a new story. Apple Mary and Dennie. Foil the Swindlers. It's a very old book. We have to be careful with it. It's 399 pages in this little tiny book. Chapter 1. The Mean Truck Driver. Apple Mary looked up from her apple cart to wave at the mayor as his car drew up to the curbing. "There's the mayor, stopping for his daily apple," she cried. "He sure has been nice about buying apples from me." Apple Mary and her cart filled with big red apples were a familiar sight on the busy city street. Mary was poorly dressed, but she had known better times, and at heart was a real lady. "Howdy, Mr. Mayor," she called out cheerfully, as she took one of the shiniest and biggest of her apples over to the car. "Here's your apple. I hope it'll bring you luck." "I believe your apples really are lucky, Apple Mary," remarked the kindly mayor. "I wouldn't think of starting the day without one." "I don't know if they're lucky for him or not," mused Apple Mary as he drove away. "But they sure have been lifesavers for me. At least I've been able to make a living out of them for Dennie and myself." Dennie was Apple Mary's little crippled grandson, and the object of all her love and affection. Her greatest desire was to save enough money so that he would be able to have an operation which might make it possible for him to walk again. Little Dennie sat close beside Apple Mary that evening, with his crutch leaning against his chair. His grandmother mended. As she chatted with the boy, who had no relatives in the world except her. "Grandma, please tell me a story," he asked after a bit. "Tell me the one about when we were rich." "I've told it all so many times, Dennie. I'd think you'd get tired of hearing it, but I'll tell it again." The dreariness of the shabby room faded into the shadows as Apple Mary recalled the glamour of a happier past. "I've told you all about the lovely big house, the gardens and the trees. My, you've never seen such trees. We had servants then, too. You were just a tiny baby, and we were all so happy together until the accident when your mother and grandfather were killed. Then everything was gone. At least that's what the lawyer said. But it seemed mighty queer, such a big estate disappearing that way, and now we have nothing." "You got me," Dennie consoled her, "and when I get big, I'll take care of you." Mary was still thinking of their conversation as she pushed her cart about the following day. "I can't see how so much money could go so fast. If our lawyer hadn't been an old friend of the family, I'd suspect him of something crooked. Just as she reached the corner where she sold apples all day long, one of her many friends passed by, looked very dejected. "Hello, Tom," she greeted him. "Haven't seen you for a long time. How have you been? How's the wife?" "Not so good, Apple Mary," he replied. "I've lost my job and have not found another." "That sure is tough," exclaimed Mary, quick to sympathize. "Here, take a couple of apples. They'll bring you luck." "Gee, thanks. They surely do look good." The man went on his way, cheered by her kindness. Mary felt better, too, but lost her smile when she turned to see a big truck backing up just ahead of her cart. "Say, wait a minute, mister," she called. "You can't back up anymore or you'll bump into my apple cart."
"Oh, can't I?"
snarled the mean truck driver, continuing to back up.
"Well, get that pile of junk off the street if you don't want it bumped."
With that, he deliberately hit the cart with the rear end of the truck. Apples flew in every direction. They were all ruined, and Apple Mary was torn between fury and tears as the truck driver drove away laughing. "The nerve of him!" she exclaimed a moment later. "Here he comes driving back just to rub it in. Look at him grinning to himself. Oh, I'd like to..." Apple Mary didn't finish her sentence, but 3 seconds later, one of the apples which had fallen into the gutter landed squarely on the truck driver's ear. His pipe flew out of his mouth, and he saw a few stars fly, too. "There," said Apple Mary, looking pretty impish for a woman of her age. "That ought to teach you not to pick on a poor, helpless old woman. It may not be ladylike to throw apples at people, but that surely made me feel a lot better." And that's the end of Chapter 1. Come on back next time for Chapter 2, A Burglar in the House. We'll see you next time.